Mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check. Mic check, mic check.
Dyer's turn to pick.
Juggernaut.
Okay, so Lemurs respond with a Juggernaut pick. Okay, so Lemurs respond with a Juggernaut pick. Alright, audio seems okay. We're going to run with this for now. Okay, so we're doing a recast of the MUDBOYS versus the Lemurs for WLDL 2026. The Lemurs, a team that I'm a little bit unfamiliar with. I have recognized Sergeant Sarcasm from the Discord for WLDL and a couple of the other names as well. And then the MUDBOYS, of course, a team that I'm quite familiar with. So far we have Techie, Sand King, and Juggernaut picked up for the Lemurs, and the MUDBOYS have picked up Razor as well as Treant Protector. So naturally, I mean, that's a good pairing if the Razor ends up being a position 3. I could see that lane doing quite well, though maybe not against a Juggernaut. The MUDBOYS pick up the Shadow Shaman as well. So the Lemurs are certainly, I mean, they've got a ton of damage just between those 3 heroes already. Not the most control, and Juggernaut into Razor is quite difficult, so I'm wondering... Okay, MUDBOYS also pick up Beastmaster, BKB, Piercing, Disable for the Juggernaut again. Really shaping up for him to have a rough game. So, what can the Lemurs do to help compensate? Oh, and the Treant Protector as well. I mean, that, I believe that still goes through spin, so... Yeah, what are the Lemurs going to pick up to try and secure Juggernaut this game? Already down to 30 seconds of reserve time. Let's see what they go with. Really getting low on this 4th pick here. I'll admit it's a difficult problem to solve. You know, do you pivot into saves? What do you pick here?
Here's the Radiant bag.
Okay, I don't know if that was a random or not. To keep it real, I don't know. Oh, I think they were probably hovering the Undying, if I remember correctly. When you time out if you're hovering hero, it just locks that one.
5 seconds remaining. Dyer's bag.
It's not the worst Undying game, but Beastmaster can definitely click down the tomb pretty well, so. And it's not really a save, it's kind of a save. I guess with the Shard, I think you can pull Juggernaut inside of it maybe. But I'm not 100% that it still does that. I know they changed it recently, so.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay, Weaver banned out, Queen of Pain banned out as well by the MUDBOYS. Kind of gauging the Lemurs. I mean, MUDBOYS have a lot of single target damage. They generally lack AoE damage. I mean, Beastmaster Ags is decent AoE damage. It's not crazy though. Ban out the Anti-Mage. Interesting. And MUDBOYS are maybe a little bit light on damage. I'm not really sure what you go for here though. Is Gyrocopter banned? They do like the Gyrocopter. They may just go for that.
10 seconds.
I'm not sure if this Beastmaster is mid or position 3. Could be a carry, I really don't know.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Storm Spirit banned out as well. I think those last 3 bans were basically to secure Shadow Shaman, like, having a game. Because Techie's going on Shaman, like, you can do it, it's just, it's not easy, and it's really...
Seconds.
It's really easy for you to screw that up and then just end up feeding the Shaman,
5
so...
seconds remaining. Dyer's turn to bid. Bat Rider.
They pick up the Bat Rider, okay. Okay. I'm not sure that was the answer here. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but into the Root and into the Roar, it seems like a difficult Bat Rider game. Maybe the idea is that this kind of hero is going to take some of the pressure off of Juggernaut, like make some space for him, because, I mean, you only have 1 Roar for the first part of the game anyways, so, you know, if he uses Roar to nullify a lasso, then it opens up Juggernaut to come in and make some moves in the team fight. And the MUDBOYS are going to round out their draft here in the next 40 seconds. I still think it's a decent Gyro game. I mean, Gyro into Juggernaut, Sand King, and Bat Rider isn't like... I wouldn't say that that's a dream Gyrocopter matchup at all, really. You could just go Ursa. Ursa's fine here. I don't think you can go like a squishy range here. You could maybe make Clinks work, but it's kind of risky. Okay, and they do go for the Ursa. Yeah, I mean, it's a tomb hitter. It's good into Juggernaut. It's good into Bat Rider if you get Enrage off on time, or if you build Aghanim Scepter. So, kind of makes sense. But MUDBOYS basically committing in on single target damage. They have like 3 AoE spells, and you know, the Lemurs on the other hand, they have Epicenter, they have Mines, they have Decay. Still a decent amount of single target between Lasso and I guess Omnislash is, you know, kind of single target, ideally single target in a lot of situations. So, but okay, in we go to Game 1 of this best of 2. Let's see how things go. Just waiting on people to load in. Take this opportunity to briefly drop the stream in the chat.
Prepare for
Okay,
battle.
and here we are with my shiny new casting configuration. So over on the side of the Radiant, we have Zaddy on the Bat Rider, Sergeant Sarcasm on the Techies, Divine Phoenix on the Undying, Jammin' on the Juggernaut, and here in the back we have Levito on the Sand King. Over on the side of the Dire with the MUDBOYS, we have Magnus on the Treant Protector, Moostyle on the Shadow Shaman, Yams on the
30
Razor,
seconds to battle.
Gex on the Beastmaster, and Ziggy G on the Ursa. just kind of scouting for something over here on the side.
And we're clear for running.
Doesn't look like anything's going to happen with all of this. And okay, so it is going to be a Bat Rider in the mid lane against this Razor. I would say this probably favors Bat decently, not 100% on that though. Up in the top lane, what do we got going on up here? Going to have the Ursa laning into the Undying as well as the Sand King. And in the bottom lane, going to have Moose Style sitting on the Shadow Shaman, facing up against... Oh, actually, hold on. Undying's come bottom. And they've sent the techies up top, trying to get that burst damage. Beast into Juggernaut. I've seen this lane go both ways before. Really kind of depends on how reliably you can kill a boar. And up in the top lane, I mean, Sand King into Ursa seems quite unfortunate. You know, both sides have a good enough reason to buy sentry wards. And Magnus is going to get a free little quarter snipe up here. Back in the mid lane, Yams enjoying all of these wand charges, going to be spamming that Q out to try and equalize any pressure that comes in on him. Down at the bottom lane, you know, they don't have a cancel for the shackles, so they could potentially, especially if Undying gets out of position, potentially get themselves a kill. Moose Style going to unblock the hard camp, trying to secure themselves some pull opportunities here in the near future. So far things looking relatively even, nothing too crazy. Root going to be thrown out, a little bit of harass onto Sergeant Sarcasm on this techies. So far, all quiet in these laning stages. Mid lane, things looking quite Razor favorite, actually. I was not expecting it to go this way. I mean, Bat Rider's base damage is quite low. I guess you have to use Sticky Napalm to kind of set yourself up for a decent lane. And as a result, you're just giving this Razor more mana to press his Q with. A very overtuned ability, I might add. In the bottom lane, nothing really happening here. Just a lot of farming. Juggernaut getting his farm. And ZG in the top lane getting his farm on the Ursa as well. Well, Moose Style stepping up, gonna eat a couple of auto attacks from Jamin. Everybody quite healthy though. Don't really have the kill combos I was expecting. I mean, you can with Sand King if like everything lines up correctly. You could potentially have techies rotate over with the Blast Self and secure a kill. Oh, wow. And first blood secured by Yams in the mid lane on the Bat Rider. I'm not really sure how that happened. I'm guessing they were fighting over the top water rune. I did see that Yams picked it up, and guessing maybe Zaddy just overestimated the damage. I mean, it is level 1 Firefly, even if there are multiple points in the sticky napalm. And damage amp only really works if you have damage, and it looks like he got linked and died, so. Down bottom, Gex getting quite low, as well as the Juggernaut. Throwing out another decay. Shackles comes out onto the Undying move style. Want to pressure this a bit more, thinks that this favors them. And already a 2k net worth lead emerging for the side of the MUDBOYS. Nothing too crazy. Gemma has that one part of the Battle Fury. Opting to not go for the Mjolnir, at least not yet. And up in the top lane, ZKG going for the same thing. Of course, he has gone for the full phase boots, looking for some kill potential on this lane top. Stun going to come out, as well as the Earth Shock. Blast off comes in from the techies and puts a stop to that advance. In the mid lane, Yams has a shield rune. Maybe considering a tower dive here. Field going to come out. And both Wisdom runes secured by their respective teams. Not realize this music was so loud. Okay, bottom lane, they're going to get a Shackle out onto... Oh goodness, another kill happens mid. They get the Shackle out onto the Undying, but the spin comes in from the Juggernaut. Undying ends up going down, but does place the Tombstone in time to potentially secure a kill onto the Shadow Shaman. Lotus used by Moostyle is trying to get away, is able to get another Shackles off. Juggernaut is going to go in for the kill, presses the Healing Ward, is going to get the Healing Ward denied, and dies. Magnus with an amazing rotation, securing 2 kills for his team in the bottom lane. Things now sitting 4-0, 4k net worth lead for the MUDBOYS. Yams already with 2 solo kills in the mid lane, a nearly 2 full level advantage. This is a tough situation to be in. ZKG taking quite a bit of damage up top. Blast off was used. They get another click, and Undying goes down bottom again. Big creep wave. They got 3 heroes down here. They're considering it to continue diving or continue this push, and Zaddy's going to get a kill mid onto the Razor. Ooh. Roar comes out onto the Juggernaut. Spin used. Should be fine here. Right? He should be fine. He should be fine. Tombstone used. Stun comes out from the neutrals. Gex getting quite low. And Overgrowth is used. The Hex onto the Undying. Ether Shock comes in, and they're able to secure that kill. Bottom Shackles comes out. Tombstone is getting quite big. Magnus trying to click it down, but he's maybe the worst here to be doing this. Blast off comes in from the techies, but the heals on top of the Gex keeping him quite healthy. Unfortunately, the Whirling Axes are going to miss. And Stun comes out, going to find Gex. Levito making the rotation over. Gex trying to run away, has the river movement speed, but as does everyone else. Another Whirling Axis comes out, but the neutrals get the deny. Divine Phoenix and Levito able to secure the kill onto the Beastmaster. And Zaddy trying to maybe find Magnus down here, but no vision, unfortunately. In comes Divine Phoenix, going to drop the Sentry. He's going to get vision of the Tree Protector. He's going to turn, thinks that he's found. He's going to try and fight this, and Zaddy should be able to clean himself up another kill into the bottom lane. Mid, meanwhile, Yam's taking this opportunity to farm, and let's get a quick net worth check.
Fortified structures can't be breached. I could. Dire's bottom tower won't last long. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. My lightning force.
Things in the mid lane looking relatively stable. And the Deny is going to come out. Oh, they think this is real, but I think they realize at this point it is an illusion. Top lane, ZBG, working on this Battle Fury, doing quite well in the net worth department. Maybe gonna have like a, I don't know, 15-minute Fury in inventory, something like that. Big push coming out onto this bottom tower. Gex rushing the Aghanim Scepter. And secures that last hit. Top lane, Sergeant Sarcasm, making a rotation over, trying to put a bit of pressure onto Ziggy G. Yam's electing to use his ult to farm here, collect these bounty runes. And yeah, I guess, you know, both sides, they have their Battle Fury carries going. I think for the side of the Lemurs, they're waiting to get... I was expecting a Blink Dagger immediately coming out from this Bat Rider, but going the Witchblade instead. Looking to get some of this good damage going from the Smoldering Resin.
Dire's middle tower is
Yam's going to walk across the Bat Rider.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind.
Mid, they're going to see Moose Style. But they aren't able to close things out. Tombstone was committed into the mid lane. Plasma Field coming out. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Gex continuing the farm, continuing the pressure on that tier 2 tower. And Juggernaut with the treads. Is this a completed Fury? Not quite. Would have been quite impressive. And Ziggy G closing in on this Fury. Probably going to have it about 14 minutes in inventory. Hex comes out onto the Techie's Ether Shock as well, but Mustyle realizing he does not have the damage to continue this. Gearing up for a bit of a fight here. Dire, they have vision of everybody thanks to this little ward right here. Bottom lane, they're going to find the Techies hiding in the jungle here. Whirling Axes come in and secure a kill. Actually, Magnus ends up picking that kill up himself. In the top lane, Levito getting chased down by Ursa. Able to make it away. As a Blink Dagger completes. Top lane. Radiant looking for a kill onto the Ziggy G. Ziggy G, no vision on the Sand King. In comes the stun, in comes the blast off, the enrage is used by Ziggy G. He's able to run away. They don't seem to know exactly who's here, but they see enough. Magnus throws his root out into the trees. Epicenter being revved, considering a go here. Gonna rev the Epicenter, wants to go again. Overgrowth comes out. Link on top of the Bat Rider as well as an Ether Shock stun comes in to cancel that. A ton of damage comes out, and the Moose Style is going to end up losing his life here. 2-3 kills for the Radiant as Ursa goes down as well, but finally a lingering bit of damage from that Shadow Shaman's Serpent Ward is going to clean up Sergeant Sarcasm. 3-for-1 trade. Very good fight
Radiant's bottom tower
for the
faces a
side
stiff
of
wind.
the Lemurs. Fantastic Epicenter. They were able to cancel, and they committed all of their single target spells onto a single person. And as a result, they really didn't have anything left in the tank to deal with the remaining heroes.
Dyer's top tower needs some friends.
This top tier 1 is going to end up going down. And this should get Juggernaut closer to the Battle Fury.
Tower is gone.
Still not complete though, which I'm not exactly sure who farms faster between the Ursa and the Juggernaut. I would generally favor Ursa, I guess, on the attack damage metric. Or I guess the attack speed metric with the overpower. Vito really trying to leverage everything he can here. ZG taking quite a bit of damage stepping up this lane. In bottom lane, the push continues with Gex, who has a completed Aghanim Scepter. I believe he was notably absent from that last fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He said, I'm getting my item. I'm going to keep farming. 7.2k net worth on your offlaner.
Any port in a storm.
Sergeant Sarcasm going to blast up on top of the Gex. Mine placed, and that's going to secure a kill onto Gex. Shackles comes out onto the Batrider. Another mine. Overgrowth comes out. Massive Serpent Ward is placed down. Zaddy going to take one more click. Is going to get rooted and is going to die. Moostyle going to eat a mine in the back here, trying to run away. Gets hit by the zombie. One more hit. No. He lives. Moostyle able to stay alive off of the back of this living armor. Another Blastoff comes out, looking for that kill onto the Treant Protector. Not going to find it.
They're trying to bring down Radiant's top tower.
And at some point, I press the facet button. Let's go back to net worth. Neutral creep. Oh, Levito did end up finding him, but the neutral creeps are going to secure the kill onto Shadow Shaman. It's one of those things where you really hate invisibility, right? The one time you don't want it to make you invisible, right?
Are Radiant using echolocation?
Zaddy on the Batrider. Finished up the Witchblade. Looking to purchase an item.
Dyer's middle tower is under pressure.
What do we got flying on everybody's courier
Radiant's
here?
top tower is on the rocks.
TPs for
Dyer's
everybody,
middle
as
tower
well as
is
an Ogre
drowning.
Axe on top of all that for the Sand King.
They're
Working on that
trying to bring
Aghanim
down
Scepter.
Radiant's top tower. Dyer's
Meanwhile,
middle
the Siege
tower
top
has
pays
fallen.
off, and they get another Tier 1 tower. I believe that's all Tier 1s and a Tier 2 taken in this top lane. 7k net worth lead. Things are starting to get a bit out of hand. And we're going to have a bit of a meeting here on the side. Sentry Ward placed. Eyes of the Forest placed as well. Radiant and Dire all here. And Moostyle sadly is going to place 2 wards into Vision. They will immediately get dewarded.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Bottom
under
lane,
attack.
Ziggy G looks like he was pressing his luck a bit and is able to make it out. I'm not sure that he knows. He does not seem to know that he is in any danger. In fact, neither team seems to know about the other ones. Mid lane. Haste going to be picked up by Yan. He's going to throw out a shock in the mid lane. Looking to make a bit of space. Over on the side, Levito has the Epicenter available. Just briefly maybe considering a go onto the Razor. He's going to come up top and continue farming, but he's just blinked forward, and they know that. This is going to be used as well as the Roar coming in with the Hex, the Shackles. This will be a kill. On to Levito. Supports from the Lemurs, not really able to offer any sort of assistance here.
A painless price.
Top lane, MUDBOYS going to secure themselves a Tormentor. And the Shard buff will go to Mustyle. Divine Phoenix working on the Force Staff. Sergeant Sarcasm placing some mines down, looking to secure this 21-minute Wisdom. Kind of getting a sense that the MUDBOYS may try and close off this area of the map before too long. Oh, bottom lane. Blink Shackles on top of the Batrider. Tombstone is going to get thrown down, as well as an Omni Slash. This will result in a kill on top of Gex and Moose Style as well. Going in and going down. Unfortunately, both of those kills go to the Undying. Top lane, Ziggy G going to use the Enrage to secure that kill onto the Techies. But Techies did get the Wisdom Rune. Magnus working on this Blink Dagger. Levito nearly done with the Aghanim Scepter. Blink Burrow Strike forward on top of the Ursus, going to rev the Epicenter, but then cancels it. Interesting, they're trying to take this fight, but they note they don't have Omni Slash available. They don't have Tombstone available either. Another Burrow Strike forward on top of the Sand King, who doesn't have his Invis available. He's just going to end up going down here. Greaves pressed, Sergeant Sarcasm, leaps forward trying to get some damage in onto the Yams, but it's just not going to work. As Ziggy G going forward into 3 heroes is going to beat down on top of this Batrider. One more set of spells. Plasma Field comes in. Isn't quite close enough, but the Earth Shock forward is going to secure the kill. Yams looking to continue chasing Gex. Roar used on top of the Undying, as well as the Static Link. They're going to get the Shackles. The Healing Warrior is going to get killed. And this is going to be another kill going away the MUDBOYS. Now sitting at a 13k net worth lead, and I mean, that was really just such a forced engagement. I mean, Ziggy G was able to back out. You didn't have the Invis available. You're also kind of banking that they wouldn't have Dust to just turn and kill the Sand King. It really seemed like they had no business trying to go for that play at all. Also, trying to burst the Ursa is very difficult, because basically no matter what you do, half of the damage from Sand King ult is just not going to work. Roshan going to be started on by the Dire. The MUDBOYS looking to get themselves Aegis here, but the Epicenter blink forward by Levito. Dust is going to come in. It is going to hit him. The Epicenter is going to do quite a bit of damage. In comes the Overgrowth. The Tombstone thrown down onto the high ground. Levito doesn't have the mana to get his stun off, and he's going to end up going down. Manta Style finished up for the Juggernauts. You know, it really just feels like we're kind of waiting on, I guess, moves to come out from the Radiant, and I'm really not seeing them go for them as a team or with the right kill combo. You know, the maneuver bottom to try and stop the Roshan or try and steal the Aegis was maybe a bit ambitious, but I'm thinking more broadly than that. Like, you know, what is the Radiant trying to accomplish here to secure a certain area of the map? Ziggy G going to briefly encounter Zaddy bottom. He has no BKB, but he does have Aegis, considering the risk of going for this. Going to blink forward onto the Divine Phoenix, is going to get stunned. Hex comes in from the Shadow Shaman as well as the Shackle. Ziggy G going to clean up another kill for himself. Levito is going to blink back onto the high ground. Out of the way, Moostyle going to get himself caught, immediately places another ward right into vision. Yams building all of the auras, kind of adopting the offlaner mentality of the current patch. Blink forward, static blink used on to V2. He's trying to get away. Divine Phoenix eating a ton of Fury Sparks. Going to throw the Tombstone down. Sergeant Sarcasm shows up. Juggernaut shows up. He just got to this fight, but he's going to end up getting roared and 100 to 0 before he's able to get any spells off. Buyback coming out from the Juggernaut. Epicenter being revved in the back. Considering a go here, Ziggy G has taken a decent amount of damage here from the tower. Jammin looking to get some sort of engagement going. Ziggy G, he does not have the Enrage. He does have BKB. He does have Aegis. Levito throwing down some spells. But this Massive Serpent Warrior just does too much damage, and it can barely hit the melee barracks here. Eating about 150 damage per auto attack here. Apparently it hits for 1,020. Somehow I don't believe that. Static Blink, Omni Slash comes out. On top of this is going to burn Ziggy's Aegis. Blastoff comes forward, trying to chase down Yams. He's got the Guardian Greaves in 6 seconds. Are they able to catch up? It doesn't look like it. Ziggy G's back from the grave. It's going to BKB and click down onto the Divine Phoenix. Realizes that this back is just not going to work. They're going to turn and they're going to take the one person out of position. They're going to settle with the back rider. Bombs going off. Yams all the way back up to half health already. Moostyle blends forward into a couple of mines. Roar comes out on top of the Undying. Another mine is placed down on the floor. Jammin ends up getting hit with the Shackles. Blastoff comes out on top of a number of heroes, but unfortunately it's just not enough damage. Tombstone placed down, and Ursa's going to clean that up neatly. And then they continue their siege on to the middle barracks. 21k net worth lead. Aegis has been used. Another buyback comes out from the side of the Radiant. Epicenter, Blink, Furrow, the Furrow Strike forward on top of a number of heroes. They're going to get the Shaman here. They're going to get the Blast off on top of ZG, but unfortunately Omni Slash is still on cooldown. They have no follow-up. This is actually just going to serve to even widen the net worth gap. Another 1,000 gold here. Oh goodness. Oof. I mean, you know, in these games it is really difficult, but it kind of seemed like at some point, I mean, you know, the fights themselves weren't going particularly well for the Radiant, but at some point they made the decision to continue the fights, to continue trying to defend every objective, and I'm not entirely sure that that was the most optimal decision. Kind of seems like they played right into what the MUDBOYS want to do, I guess. Like Ursa kind of falls off into the later game a little bit. And obviously you do need to buy time in one form or another, but feels like they just kind of kept throwing bodies into the MUDBOYS and looking for these 5v5 engagements or something similar. Levito working on the Yule Scepter. Jammin working on the Aghanim Scepter. Makes sense. A bit light on the attack speed though. You know, with the blade form as well going, that's a nice addition, but you really want to have like something with a Hyperstone in it. Yam's working harder to ask, realizes that he just kind of needs to stay alive in these fights. He doesn't really need to do any more damage. Ziggy G has that effort covered. Blink forward on top of 5 heroes. Full Omni Slash trying to come out on top of Gex. This is certainly going to result in him dying. Blastoff comes forward. Epicenter used as well, but the Blink not quite available. So going to blink forward, gets the stun onto 2 heroes. The Overgrowth from the low ground. Jammin is going to end up taking a ton of damage. These Fury Sparks are just going to clean him up. BKB still going for Ziggy G. Finally ends. Zombies chasing him, keeping him slow, but in comes the Plasma Field from the Razor. Sergeant Sarcasm trying to get away is hit with the Static Link, throwing out some mines, getting body blocked, and Yams is going to clean up another kill. you know, looking at these two drafts, I wouldn't necessarily feel like this is so immensely dire favored, but it does seem like the Tombstone just gets erased basically instantly in every fight. Not really able to have the impact that you want. Could just be that they're a bit behind, you know, with the damage output, but... CG stepping forward, no Aegis if I remember correctly, so getting a little bit low here. Blink, Nullifier, or Orchid rather, Bloodthorn on top of the Batrider, and he's just going to die immediately. Stun comes out, the Caustic as well, and that will secure a kill onto Ziggy G. Godlike Spree ended. A lot of gold going towards Levito, but it does cost him his life. He has buyback. Buyback comes out from Zaddy. He's going to land the blast off on top of Magnus with the techies, and they're looking to get a kill. Sergeant Sarcasm, a ton of damage coming out onto this Beastmaster, but the Razor is still alive and well, coming in with the Eye of the Storm. He's going to clean up 2 kills for himself, and he's going to pick up his heart recipe. Going for a TP, no cancels available. He's going to go back to his own shop and secure that heart. Meanwhile, Lustau, committing the Serpent Ward onto the tier 4s, is going to Glimmer Cape himself, but he's underneath the sentry, and this should be a kill for the Juggernaut. Come. Oh, Hex. Hex is the wrong unit. Or maybe he meant to Hex the Illusion. He's going to get the shackles off, and he has Blink available, but it's not quite in time. Gets the Glimmer Cape off. Jammin looking for the kill. Doesn't want to chase too far, though, and Moostyle able to blink out of that. Ooh, and yeah. Why not? Pick up a Regen Rune as well. What could make this even better for the Dire? Give him a Regen Rune. Why not? Have to agree with the Dota Pluser. Things are not looking great for the win chances of the Lemurs. Levito has the Aghanim Scepter complete, is now level 19. Significant damage upgrade with that 3rd level of the ultimate. On the other hand, Gex, very farmed, full Ags, full Bloodthorn, working on a Swift Blink, refuses to buy the BKB item.
Invisibility.
So G working on the Abyssal Blade. Has the full Aghanim Scepter, and in the mid lane, they are going to find a kill onto Levito. Yam's working on the Refresher Orb. Interesting he's going this before the Ags. I don't know if the auras stack from Guardian Greaves if it's the same source multiple times. I don't think it works from different sources. Maybe just wanting that second Eye of the Storm going. Roshan is going to roar, is going to reveal this, and Gex is actually soloing this. He's gonna die to Roche, at least he would have, but the Radiant's going to show up, and now they're going to look at stealing this Roshan themselves. CDG, quite strong, going to run forward. It was just the Aghanims using his full Omni Slash, so ZKG going to come in, trying to do some damage on top of Jamming. He's going to turn around, he's going to use the full Omni Slash on top of ZKG. ZKG has no help nearby him. He's going to eat the full Omni Slash, he's going to turn around. Yam's is going to end up being able to secure another kill, now they go onto the Roshan. Blink forward, Abyssal Blade on top of the Juggernaut, and the Hex Shackles comes out to secure that kill. And back in the Roshan pit, Yams picks up the Aegis, and they pick up the Roshan's banner as well. Woo. Divine Phoenix is able to make it out, it appears. at least for the time being, is going to eat a plasma field. Link comes out, but he force attacks himself up to the high ground. Another decay. Yams, he has the full heart, he has the full Aegis. He's going to play this to the fullest potential. He can't die. He actually just cannot die. Buyback comes out from the Juggernaut. Moose style goes forward to go and press the Glimmergate. Magnus hiding. Spin. It's forced out. He doesn't have any way to get out of this reliably. He's going to end up eating the full shackle. Mantis Styles committed. Is going to use the Switch Slasher briefly, trying to get back to the fountain. Will be able to do so. Moose style getting quite low from these illusions, clicking him down. Zaddy trying to find a lasso, maybe, onto the Dream Protectors. Going to end up getting shackled himself. Sitting in the trees, is eating all of the damage from the Razor. Epicenter revved up in the fountain by Levito. He isn't able to get the blink off, but is able to stun forward, and this should be a kill on top of the Shaman. The Tombstone sitting over in the trees, able to do a ton of work. Buyback comes out from the Magnus as well as Moose style on the Shaman. Blink forward from Levito, maybe pushing things a bit too far. Is going to end up eating a Roar and a Blood going toward his trouble, and will indeed end up going down. Forward. Abyssal Blades the illusion. I mean, come on, Zig. You knew that wasn't real, right? You knew that wasn't real. Blink. Static Storm used onto the illusion. Blink Hex on top of the Juggernaut Shackle. The huge Serpent Ward's going to start some clicking, but immediately gets cancelled. Meanwhile, Bloodthorn on top of the Sand King. He's just gone. Heals was already used. Nothing to purge it, nothing to keep him alive. Yam's diving forward. He has the full Aegis though. Omnislash is going to come out, but it bounces over onto Magnus. He's able to get into the trees. Jamin trying to get back. Another blast off comes in from the fountain, but he's hexed. Juggernaut ends up going down as well as the techies. Make that another kill. A full team wipe. 0 casualties for the side of the MUDBOYS. And Gex picks up a gem. GG is called. That is going to be game 1. From the MUDBOYS, a Roar comes out. They're not able to secure themselves one last kill. GG. Okay. Alright, and I'm going to attempt to move into this game 2 cast, if I can, without revealing anything. Okay, I think that means that... Okay, I don't think they did it with the correct series format. Okay, so I guess this is game 2. Okay.
Here's the Radiant Band.
And into the draft we go.
Here's the Radiant Band. The Dire get a band.
MUDBOYS going to ban out the Timbersaw and the Techies. And because this is a replay,
10 seconds.
I'm going to speed up this draft a little bit. If I can. Alright. It's actually been rebound, so we won't worry about that. Skip forward.
Dire's turn to pick.
This is a good point in the draft. I think the last couple of picks are really the parts where you have to think the most. So the Lemurs have picked up the Lifestealer, Lion, and the Chikiro. MUDBOYS have responded with the Earthshaker, the Ogre Magi, and the Pugna. So
10 seconds.
3 heroes. I mean, this has to be a core shaker.
5
And even if they were at one point considering running Shaker into Lifestealer, you don't do that, so I'm guessing this is mid. Additionally, the Lemurs, I mean, things look pretty straightforward. You're going to have a probably position 4 Lion, right? Position 5 Jakiro. And you could swap those two around, it doesn't matter too much, but Lion does like to farm that Blink Dagger.
Radiant's turn to pick. Axe.
Alright, so the Lemurs end up picking up the Axe as their position 3. Axe is an interesting pickup here. It gives you a bit of team fight, gives you some control.
5 seconds
Pretty reliable damage, I would say. The They don't have any good blink cancels really on the side of the Mud Boys outside of Fissure, I guess. And I guess you have Ignite, but generally pretty easy to hide away from that.
Here's the Radiant Band.
Interesting. Terrorblade. I don't know if this hero has been picked this year. I don't think we've seen it in any games that we've played. So potentially a new pick coming out from the Mud Boys.
10 seconds.
And
5 seconds remaining.
let's see, some bans. So if you're on the side of the Mud Boys, you've shown your mid.
Get a ban.
I'm assuming this isn't a core ogre. I guess it could be. What do you go for here? Ideally, you want something that has blink cancel or some sort of teamfight control and doesn't get completely bullied by Lifestealer.
10 seconds.
Oh, it could be a 3 Terrorblade. Could be a
5
position
seconds
3
remaining.
Terrorblade. If that is the case, then you'd be looking for a carry, because the Lemurs have banned out an Ursa. They don't seem to think that it's a carry. They banned Alina. Maybe they don't think it's a Shaker mid. Or I guess Lina can be played carry as well in the current patch.
Seconds. 5 seconds remaining.
What do you go for as your last ban? They banned the Ember Spirit. Queen of Pain, Leshrac, and Ember Spirit all banned. These are all heroes that are very good against melee mids. So it is going to be a Shaker mid then. What do you go with as your last ban from the Lemurs?
5 seconds remaining.
They have a lot of magic damage.
Radiant's turn to pick.
They end up banning the Huskar. Interesting. Huskar is, I would actually say, not particularly good against these heroes. I mean, you have the taunt for the Lifestealer, but that kind of goes both ways eventually. Because the taunt eventually just kills you if you're Huskar. And playing into Axe as Huskar is not easy. MUDBOYS full reserve time here for their last pick. Let's see what they end up going with.
Dyer's turn to pick.
They end up picking up the Muerta, so I guess it is a position 3 Terrorblade, or maybe a position 4 Terrorblade and a 3 Ogre. In any case, it's a carry Muerta, it's a mid Shaker. What do you pick as the Lemurs?
10
They may think it's a Muerta mid. I don't think that that's particularly strong right now. What do you go with here? What rounds everything out? 40 seconds. A hero with a silence that's a mid could be quite nice. Not that Silencer works, but I'm trying to think of other mids with a silence. I actually can't think of very many at all. Dang, some big nuke damage, but you banned the Lina. You go with the Storm. Okay, Storm's okay, but his damage output isn't, like, amazing. It's a good matchup for him mid, though, I would say. Of course, once Shaker is 6, he has kill threat on you, so you have to respect that. But up until that point, it should be pretty Storm favored, I would say. And we will go ahead and load into the game here. Alrighty, so on the side of the Mud Boys, we do have Yams on the mid shaker, Moose Style on this position for Ogre Magi, Magnus on the position 5 Pugna, Ziggy G on the carry Muerta, and Gex on the position 3 Terrorblade. Be honest, I didn't know he played this. Exciting. Maybe looking to give something new a try. Sergeant Sarcasm over here on the Jakiro, and the Mud Boys running forward. They able to get onto this high ground with full vision. Battle Hunger is going to come out on a Magnus, but there are 5 heroes available. The big static room is going to come in. A massive stun comes out from Lion, and Magnus getting quite low himself. Is going to end up taking down to Jammin with the axe. Divine Phoenix continuing to chase forward. They're trying to get Gex out of here, but Yam's body blocking him turns around, kills his teammate and himself. I can't. Okay. Maybe having a bit of fun. Maybe having a bit of fun with that. Moose Style makes it away. I don't know. I can't explain the Mud Boys' decision there. Maybe Yam's frustrated at Moose Style for blocking him, decides he's going to take it out on someone else.
The battle begins.
I mean, it is a learning curve Ogre, and he went for an offensive play, so it's tough. And it looks like we've done a bit of a role swap here. Divine Phoenix going to be taking carry. Levito, who was playing 3 last game, going to be playing position 5 this game. And Jammin, who played 1 last game, going to be playing 3 this game. In the mid lane. Oop, there we go. We're going to have the Storm Spirit up against the Earth Shaker. Shaker going the Fissure level 1. Secures himself a ranged creep. You don't normally you prefer to go Enchant Totem, but down in the bottom lane, we've got the Jakiro and the Axe up against the Muerta, as well as the Pugna. I would generally say that this favors... Muerta does do a lot of damage. I guess this probably does favor Radiant a bit. Top lane, stun comes out onto Moose Style. Still level 1 on this Ogre Magi, getting the open wounds. Last click from Levito comes in and secures the kill. Yeah, double melee into Lifestealer Lion is gonna be tough. In fact, this matchup's probably gonna continue to get worse, at least for Ogre. Terrorblade has so much armor that he'll be okay, probably, but still not amazing. Mid, Yam's trying to put some pressure on top of the Storm Spirit. Thinks that he has the sustain to win this with another totem. Thinks better of it and ends up backing away. Seeing the full bottle on the Storm Spirit, but is going to get a bit of farm denied with that Reach Creep running past him. Magnus in the bottom lane. You know, they have decent kill potential on this Jakiro, but he really kind of... You have to land the perfect dead shot. And you have to probably have 2 levels in Nether Blast. Oh my god, this spell is crazy. Why does this do so much damage? Magnus getting quite low. Top lane, stun comes out onto Terrorblade. Moose Style trying to chase down Lion and put some harass onto him before he gets those Tranquil Boots. Bottom lane. Thinking broadly about the carry matchup, I'd probably say that this favors Muerta actually quite heavily because what do? You know, once she presses R. Silence going to come out, Jammin going to end up taking the silence, Magnus trying to hide over on the side, does have the spin up, Ziggy G clicking him down, and we have a gauge from Levito. They're looking to get this kill onto Magnus. Can they find it? I don't know if they saw him or not. I think he knows. I think he knows. They at least know that Jakira is wrapped behind the tower. Yep, they caught a glimpse of the lion over here in the trees. Magnus. They land the stun. They land the burn. Going to step forward. The ethereal is used. Jammin draws the tower aggro. Unfortunately, he's going to get clicked down. And they do secure the kill, but it's going to cost him his own life. Pugna goes down as well as Axe and Ziggy G getting quite low. Is he going to burn out? Not quite. Lives with 12 HP. Levito gets hit with the Ignite. He could also live with 12 HP, but he won't. Moose Style gets the last click out here. Chat Totem up against the Spirit Remnant damage. If you can ever close that gap, you have a lot of kill potential here, but closing that gap is the tricky bit. Going to end up getting hit, gets the wand, gets the stun, and secures a kill onto the Storm Spirit. Really playing it close to the hilt there. No raindrops, says I don't need them. And no items outside of bottle, wand. Okay, buys the boots. Maybe considering a blink rush in the bottom lane. Oh my god. Jammin. Trying to run away. Gets hit with one last click. They should be okay. Everybody on the dire, they're quite low down here. Vito wanting to continue pressing forward. Throws out a stun. Drains the mana before the ignite cast animation can finish. Ziggy G trying to purge the battle hunger. Not successful on his first attempt. Has a salve, probably eager to pop that. Another stun comes out, draining the mana from the Pugna. Moose Style stepping forward is going to end up taking all of Jakira's spells. As a result, the dead shot comes in. Moose Style gets clicked again, but he's not going to go down. Everybody in this bottom lane playing on basically no health. Meanwhile, Gex in the top lane just farming endlessly. Bottom lane. Oh no, mid lane, Yams gets another kill. Echo Slam used. I'm gonna back up for that one. Let's see what happened here. Does he just get echoed on this wave? No, not quite. Does Yams just chase him? Does he just chase him completely to the ends of the earth? Echo Slam used with the creep wave nearby. Yep. Another click and Zaddy trying to make it away here. Just one more enchant totem. 2 more clicks should do it. Make it 3. One more click. Oh, 2 more clicks with the wand. Dang, he got so close to living there. If anybody had been able to rotate over, he could have lived that. But everybody in the bottom lane is just so low. Maybe Lion could have TP'd top and ran. Would have been a difficult read, but yeah. Unfortunate for Zaddy on the storm. Levito. Just really trying to drain everybody's mana and reduce the damage output from everybody in the bottom lane. Jammin using a salve. Mid lane, lots of damage coming out onto the Storm Spirit. I'm going to end up gating all the way to the top lane. Are they considering a go on Gex? He's quite tanky. He has 13 armor. And in the mid lane, whoa, out of respect, we gotta keep everything fair here. We're gonna back up. Yam's, yeah, sitting low, very low in the mid lane, and ends up going down. Solid soul kill coming out from Zaddy, kind of equalizing things. And in the bottom lane, they are able to get a kill onto the Axe. Looks like he stepped forward onto Ziggy G, and was not quite able to secure that. Top lane, Open Wounds comes out onto Gex. No fight to be had here, really. As I said, he has a ton of armor on Terrorblade. You don't really kill him with physical damage early.
Radiant's middle tower can't handle this deluge.
Gex stepping forward, doesn't have the Metamorphosis, does have the Conjure Image, but won't need it. Blast from Magnus on the low ground, and a rotation over from Moostyle will secure this kill in the top lane. G sitting quite low, is going to salve up. And Divine Phoenix working on the Radiance, doing pretty well. Take a quick net worth check, top of the leaderboard there. Probably feels quite good about going this Radiance into the Terrorblade as well. Bottom lane, Hex comes out onto Ziggy G as well as the stun. Call perfectly stacked, even pumping it to make sure no time is wasted.
Same as you, Tide Hunter.
DD up on the Storm, but sadly he is absolutely no mana. Very low kill potential in the current circumstance. And up in the top lane, Gilbreth is going to come out. Looks like the Radiant has gone for a bit of a dive onto the Lemurs. Stun, Mana Drain coming out from Levito, eating quite a bit of damage. Oh my god, that Nether Blast nearly secures his kill along with this damage coming out from the Terrorblade. Divine Phoenix rotates around the back and is able to pick up Moostyle. The Conjure Image illusion, wow, he might have been at one. Barely survives there, and Deadshot comes out from ZG, secures a kill on top of the Lion. The Ethereal debuff coming out to keep Ziggy G alive, immune to physical damage. And in mid, Zaddy gets the mana, is able to secure the kill onto Yams again. Things are fully equalized now. He's got 5 Galvanized stacks going. Which, if he hadn't died previously, I believe he would also have 5. So, his game has recovered quite a bit. He's, yeah, he's probably going to look to rotate relatively soon. A lot going on in this top lane. This may be a good opportunity for him. Ignite comes out. The Ethereal debuff comes out onto the Lion. Gex trying to secure this kill onto the tower. Sergeant Sarcasm TP's in. They've got 3 heroes up here in the top. They're kind of separated from the rest of their team. Lifestealer rotating over. Doesn't really want to be involved in this. Wants to probably farm his Radiance instead. Ignite comes out onto the Lion, and he's going to end up taking a ton of damage. A decent call comes out, but it's just so much damage coming his way. Magnus going into throwing out another blast gem and ends up going down to that. Sergeant Sarcasm throws his damage out onto CPG, but it's going to be 3 for 0. They just did not have the damage. Too much health on these heroes. The spell's too low level. I mean, you've only got the 1 point in the dual red that makes this trade very difficult, taking this engagement at all. And Yam's quite close to the Blink Dagger. The only thing he wants to do is not die and maybe Echo Slam Storm Spirit on the Creep Wave. But he probably can't kill him now that he has, well, 1, he's level 9, and then 2, the Storm Spirits, what is it called? Good, Ball Light, there we go. Zaddy looking, maybe, considering a kill. Yams does have to use the wand to ensure he does not die here. And Divine Phoenix continuing the farm, still top of the net worth leaderboard. Ziggy G doing okay, looking to work on this Maelstrom. Gonna go for the power trades first. Sergeant Sarcasm is going to step up and find him, hits him with the liquid fire in the mid lane. Oh boy, they're continuing to go bottom. They land the call. Unfortunately, they don't land everything in the right order. Pierce the Veil is going to expire soon. Sergeant Sarcasm nearly goes down, baits that last click from Ziggy G, and Ziggy G gets dumped by Shaman in the mid lane. Yams, I'm assuming he got that blink and was able to echo and kill the Storm Spirit. Looks like it.
Dire's middle tower is under pressure.
Gonna use the enchant totem. They're going to click down this mid tier 1. So far, things much more even than game 1. Still anyone's game. Lifestealer, you know, a hero that can absolutely solo carry the game. I think has a much better carry matchup in this situation. Well, I don't know. I mean, I still think it favors Muerta just because Oh god, this lasts so long. 8 seconds on Pierce the Veil. Rage does not last that long. So you're going to have to be rather careful about picking and choosing when you go in to try and deal with this hero. Oh, top lane. Zaddy and Livito going to find themselves an Ogre Magi. Scan comes out from the Dire. They're going to know that there's somebody up here. It happens to be the person that they would love to kill the most. Levito, unfortunately, going to get spotted by this creep wave, and this rotation's probably dead. Moose Style shows up, and that's enough to send Divine Phoenix running. Says, nope, I've got my relic. I'm going to finish my Radiance.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower.
Meanwhile, Gex continuing to push bottom, doing a ton of damage with his Metamorphosis onto this tower. Already has it down to half. Top lane, TP's coming out. Ignite on top of this line. They were looking to make a play maybe for this 14-minute Wisdom Rune, but in the back, Blink Echo Slam from Yams is going to secure a kill. Secure 2 kills onto the Storm Spirit as well as the Lion. Divine Phoenix going to end up backing off, trying to make his way towards this Radiance.
Radiant's middle tower can't handle this deluge.
Vito as well as the Storm Spirits. Oh, going to zip forward onto the mid lane. Oh my god, camera. Oh my god, camera. There we go, Finger of Death comes out. Caught the kill. Caught the kill. Don't know what happened there. Whoa. Bottom lane. Sergeant Sarcasm stepped too far forward. He's going to end up going down as a result.
What's this? Dire fortified their structures?
Yams in the mid lane. No Echo. Jamming quite low. Zaddy, though, decent amount of resources. Looking to just get the enchant totem deny here. Isn't going to do it. Jammin working towards his Blink Dagger. Has the Blade Mail completes. And down bottom. Jammin. Oh, he's going to come across these illusions. Don't know if he saw. Oh, he sees him now. Coming forward, Life Drain to zip in from Zaddy, but the Nether Ward is down. It's going to deter Zaddy from making too much more of a go here. Another Life Drain comes out, Stun coming out from the Lion, Ignite comes out on the side. Divine Phoenix going to rush forward, is going to be able to secure a kill onto the Terrorblade with the help of the Lion. Sees the Pug, now has the Radiance complete, wants to continue going, has the Infest available if he needs it. Steps forward, no rage for a couple of seconds, silence comes in, but a Blink Echo Slam from Yams is going to quell any chance of the Dire winning the remainder of this fight. Another Ignite coming out from Moose Style, working on that Midas. Just doing a quick vision check. Things are quite dark for the Dire. They don't know where basically anything is. It's going to make any sort of forward rotations in this game quite difficult, but if we compare that to the Radiant Vision, well, actually the map's quite dark for them as well. A little bit of vision around bottom. I guess they had some vision over here in this triangle. It may have been recently dewarded, but yeah, neither team really having the best vision available to them right now to make moves.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Vito kind of meandering down here, not really sure what he's looking for. Maybe hoping to find a low hero in the area. Gonna throw a stun out, gonna throw a hex out, but is immediately gonna draw some TPs his way. Trying to go for the teleport here, but the fissure comes out, and that's another kill going the way of the MUDBOYS. Divine Phoenix does have that Radiance complete. Going to be enjoying these feast stacks building up. Ziggy G has the Maelstrom complete, working towards the Mjolnir. Lifestealer quite far ahead, about 1,000 gold. Not unreasonable, you can definitely catch up, but with the Radiance, that gap's probably going to widen over time. Mid lane, Yam's going to blink forward, gets the Echo Slam, gets the second enchant item, throws out the Fissure, and secures another kill onto the Storm Spirit. Been a very back and forth mid matchup. Yams getting the 2 kills early, Zaddy getting the 2 kills right after that, Yams getting another kill back. Back and forth, back and forth.
Dire's middle tower is under pressure.
Jamin does have the Blink Blade Mail available, maybe considering a go in this bottom lane if Ziggy G shows again. Ziggy seems wise though, not wanting to step up to this lane, maybe reconsidering though. Throws a dead shot, but oh, Levito going to get seen on the low ground from this gate, and they're able to secure that kill. Midas completed by Moose Style. Not immediately walking up to the creep wave to Midas it. Highly questionable. Going to go top and secure this Tormentor with his team instead. We're going to be quite low as a result of this. Divine Phoenix working his way towards the Sanjin Yasha. Yeah, I guess there's almost too much in this game to bother going Manta for. But then again, you really want to be able to purge that silence so you can press Rage. So, not 100% on this decision. He's going to step forward onto this creep wave. Ignite's going to get thrown down onto him. ZBG on the side. He's going to press the Rage. He starts clicking in onto the Moose Tower. He realizes that he's not alone. He's going to end up running away. He's going to get hit with a dead shot for just a moment. Vito blink stun on top of the Ogre Magi. Rage still on cooldown for a couple of seconds. Divine Phoenix has to walk through this silence. Going to press the Rage now. Taking wounds on top of him, but Magnus in from the side is going to throw the Decrypify down on top of Moose Tower and keep him alive in the back with the life drain. Zaddy has rotated up here, working on the Orchid Malevolence, quite close to this. Really wants to secure this tier 2 defense. But all of the Metamorphosis illusions, as well as Manta Style coming out, infests the Storm Spirit. They're looking to make a play here. Jammin trying to make his way top, does not have the TP available though, and the tower is going down rather quickly as a result. Running in with the bit of the boost from the river, walks into the neutral camp, taking a decent amount of damage, and he's just too low to fight this, but he's going to blink forward. He finds the Cognate on the side. They use the Infest Bomb, they use everything. They kill the Cognate instead. Metamorphosis still going for the side of the Mud Boys. They blink forward, and wow, Ziggy G just caught on the side. Sunder comes out on top of Zaddy, but he's able to get away. Moose style on the side, though. And Gex is able to secure himself a double kill. He's been left alone too long. Now turns around and is able to pump his damage into the line, secures himself a triple kill. Divine Phoenix chasing after Moose style is able to get him with the Radiance tick, and Gex wanting to fight forward into this Storm Spirit. He doesn't have any mana left. He can zip maybe, 3 feet forward, but it's really not going to be enough. Trying to buy himself some time with the Treads toggle. Can he make it back? No, he can't. The cast animation. Gex securing 4 kills. In a crazy fight, back and forth. It was looking really bad for the Mud Boys at first, with Ziggy G dying immediately, but unfortunately they just did not have the damage to close out onto Gex, and Metamorphosis does give you a lot of that. So 80 bonus damage, plus your illusions hitting 35% of that. We usually have like 3 or 4 of them going, and you got the Mance illusions as well. Just a lot of physical damage coming out from him in the wake of his carry. Can't help but think if that fight would have gone even better, or rather much better, for the Lemurs if Jammin had been able to be there just a bit earlier and just with a bit more HP. If he had been able to get the Blink Call on top of maybe Terrorblade, with the Blade Mail going and the Infest Bomb immediately following, maybe they were able to burst through, secure his death. Blink Call onto the Ogre Magi. He's going to get hit with 2 Battle Hungers. Zaddy's going to zip back, pick up his Shield Rune. His Courier unfortunately dies, so he doesn't have the Orchid available to him. Going to get hit with a Fissure. There's another follow-up Shardstone, but Jam is able to secure a kill on the Ogre Magi with the Dunk. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Blink forward. 2 Enchant Totem hits. Absolutely obliterates the Jakiro in the mid lane. 6 armor. Not enough. Not enough to get hit with Enchant Totem that many times. Great blink out from Levito is able to get away from the incoming snowball attacks of Gex. Nearly done with the Eye of Scotty.
Radiant's top tower is under.
Gotta say, quite impressed with Gex's farming in this series. He's been top of the net worth chart in last game for a very long time, and this one as well. I guess the Mud Boys are kind of content to have Ziggy G sit in the party lane and I guess just deal with it if Gex is on an offlaner that can farm quickly as a result. Yams waiting for somebody to step up onto this creep wave. Oh. He may be obliged. The Shield Rune nearly out by the Storm Spirit, but Yam sees the Lifestealer, considering that this may result in his death. Oh, but he gets the Glimmer Cape picked up. Does he have the damage to kill the Lifestealer? Probably not, right? Okay, he's gonna consider a go. Doesn't commit the Echo Slam, just trying to scare him off a bit. Rage was used. Magnus stepping forward is going to be able to get a D-Ward out. Ice Pack comes in, but it just goes a bit wide, isn't quite able to clip him. Levito looking for the stun, is able to hex the Ogre Magi. Coming in on the side. Oh goodness. Yams is able to find Axe on the side. Does have to commit the Echo for it. Showing on this bottom lane is going to blink over to farm this camp. Zip forward from the Storm Spirit as well as the Orchid. No Purge available, no mana for the Glimmer Cape, and Yams will end up going down. Another big killing spree going the way of a support. Obviously not a lot he could do to help with that, with all of his abilities doing damage over time.
Radiant's bottom
Ooh,
tower is
700
under
more gold, and this Terrorblade has BKB piercing slows, healing reduction, and is going to be hitting even harder. I'm not really sure what you do to deal with this. It kind of feels like the Radiant has 2 carries. And kind of surprising that they're, you know, feeling so fine in this game with such an off-meta item build. In the sense of 0 aura items on the side of the Radiant. You have Glimmer Capes, and that's it. But I guess basically all of the damage on the side of the Dire is magic. It's basically all magic. Even Lifestealer's damage is, I mean, with the Radiance. I don't know if that's pure magic anymore, but, not a ton physical, you know? At least not at this stage in the game. Dire's going to scan out this Roshan attempt, and it looks like they're going to consider a go here. We know that Roshan is being taken. Roshan's going to end up going down. They're not able to make a move in. Not quickly enough anyways. Jammin has the fight complete. Stun comes in onto the Lifestealer, but is able to rage before it hits. The Lemurs looking to take this fight, looking to defend their tier 2, but a smoke comes out from the Radiant. Ziggy G smoke immediately pops, walks too close to the tower. Unfortunately, and they're just going to turn and click on it. Lobito, going to step forward, is going to throw a stun. Bloodlust comes out. Stun comes out from the Ogre Magi, as well as an Ignite. Sergeant Sarcasm going to throw his hit down onto Moose Style. But Glimmer Cape used, and he's going to tick away at that barrier, but his HP remains untouched. Phoenix going to walk forward, going to throw the open wounds down, and just click on top of Ziggy G a little bit, but there's really not much you can do, and all of this damage coming out from the Metamorphosis on Ziggy G. Lifestealer infests Ziggy G and is able to get the clicks down. Echo Slam comes in on top of 2 heroes, and Gex is able to click down the Lifestealer as well. Zaddy able to narrowly get out of this one. Double damage going for Earthshaker as well. These barracks are going to end up going down. Yam's going to TP with the boots travel to the bottom lane. And up top, Lobito stepping back. They're going to zip. They're going to get the damage out onto Ziggy G, and he's going to go down. No aid is available for him. I believe it was already burned earlier in the fight. Zaddy considering an additional go. They know Yams isn't here. He's pushing this bottom tower. Lobito steps forward, another zip going out, but not able to follow up. Lobito will end up passing. Zip coming in from the Storm Spirit. Looking to get some farm in the bottom lane. A BKB would be very helpful for him surviving in these fights. Divine Phoenix has the full Aghanim Scepter, has the full Sanjin Yasha, has the full Radiance. You're really suffering for damage output at this point. Radiance is going to do its work, that's true. Feast is going to do its work, that's true. But you really need something that is going to enable you to kill a target within the rage duration. Or close to it. I'm not sure what that item is, but, you know, maybe, I don't know if Daedalus is really worth it. I mean, you have relatively low base damage. But something needs to happen with that. Levito going to Glimmer Cape in, immediately sees two heroes and says, nope, I'm not doing that. Ignite from the Moose Style, who is none the wiser. Lotus Orb picked up by him. And we've got all of the Dire grouped up over here. Oh goodness, Blink Echo committed on top of just the Lion. You hate to see it if you're a support player. Moose Style with the Invis Room going, providing his team some valuable intel. I don't think they have vision of them, they did not.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Top lane, ZiggyG closing in on the Radiance. Blink call from the Axe on top of the Pugna, but he's going to be able to press the Glimmer Cape and back away. Still taking down quite a bit of damage. Blink, BKB, Pierce the Veil, going to be thrown out from the ZiggyG on Muerta. Lifestealer has to use the Infest defensively to keep his Axe alive. Meanwhile, MUDBOYS full on all of their resources.
Dire's bottom tower.
Divine Phoenix coming forward, clicking out. They're going to throw everything into ZiggyG. It did work last time, and it's going to work again. They get another dunk on top of Ziggy, but unfortunately, Axe loses his life in the process. They're able to pick up the Ogre, they're able to get the Remnant out, and the pull back on the Pugna. Pugna ends up going down. Amazing. 3 kills. Yams, sitting in the back, has his Echo Slam available now. Is he going to use it to kill Lion again? He is. He's going... okay. You know, I bet his team is wondering where the Echo was in this, you know, this fight. But... I gotta kill supports, man, is a pretty good justification, if you play mid. Some D-wards coming out from the side of Dire, Sergeant Sarcasm, trying to do what he can. Divine Phoenix with the Basher picked up as well. Open Wounds pressed on top of Earthshaker, but no Sentry Vision to follow. Divine Phoenix, I don't think you catch this. He's gonna press the Rage. He seems to think that he can. Ends up backing up, ends up walking forward. He's gonna get hit with the Fissure Stun and blink away. ZiggyG working towards the Daedalus. Meanwhile, Gex in the top lane. Mid lane Yams, oh goodness, he's bitten off too much to chew here, and he's going to end up going down himself. Lifestealer working on the Abyssal Blade. Okay, yeah, Skull Basher, you know, keeps people locked down for you reasonably well, so it is one of those things that, I guess, can help enable those kills in that shorter time frame. Of course, the Bash itself does a decent bit of damage as well.
Stupendous.
Roshan is alive as of... oh no, could be up. Will be up in 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Maybe that's what the MUDBOYS are waiting on, just waiting on the next Radiance before they push down one of these side lanes and try and close out the game. Tormentor complete by the Radiance. Shard ends up going to ZiggyG. A pretty good Shard, though his current problem is just living through this Blink Axe call. He's killing himself too quickly. Even if he gets the BKB off, it might just be enough damage with the Blade Mail. Divine Phoenix going to step forward, is going to press the Rage, but there is the entirety of the Radiant behind him, except for Yams, who's off on the side. The Blink call comes out, and even with the BKB, ZiggyG nearly goes down. At the end of the day, Jammin ends up going down on his own. Divine Phoenix able to make a good escape. Yam's working towards a Hex. I believe he could disassemble his Octarine Core and have it right now. Maybe considering that, or maybe he's going to Echo and then do it. Gonna blink, commit the Echo onto the Lion again. Levito, for the moment at least, is able to escape with almost no HP. The Infest from the Lifestealer comes out, and they're able to secure the kill onto Ziggy instead, but sadly Divine Phoenix goes down as well. And a blink forward from Ziggy G. Wow, the damage showed up. The damage made an appearance. Wow, okay. Zip forward, silence on top of Ziggy G, but the decrep comes out, and Zaddy not able to click him down. Ultra kill for the side of the MUDBOYS. Gex, Moose Style, and company looking to close out this game, clicking onto the tier 4s. With the courier kill, we'll call that a rampage for Ziggy G.
Dire's middle tower is under pressure. Middle tower just got knocked down.
Okay, BKB used. They're going to get one more kill onto Janin's Axe. And they aren't clicking the Ancient. They aren't clicking the Ancient. Okay, GG is called. That is going to be 2-0 to the MUDBOYS. A closer game 2. At least for the first 15 or so minutes, it was quite close. They had some good punchbacks in a number of team fights, able to get the kills onto Ziggy G, but maybe just a lineup that scaled too well from the MUDBOYS and not able to make the early moves to address that, I would say. Alright, otherwise, that is going to be it for the stream. So, thank you guys for watching, and hope you enjoyed.